Hello.
Lucas Jean, follow Everton.
Subscribe.
Yeah, of course.
See you later, Lucas. Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, your host, and today I'm joined with Mabsy and Basil. Guys, we're here to preview Everton versus Watford. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not too bad. And yourself, Basil?
I'm fine, thank you.
So the Hornets come to Goodison Park. It's Elton John's team. Let's hope that he will be singing the blues in terms of tears and will be leaving with a cold heart. An Everton win. Richarlison's back from injury, first and foremost. That's a really
hopefully
good
there's no
sign.
sacrifices.
Mamsie, would you like to clarify something, first of all? A rumour you shared with me before about Ken Wright leaving.
I don't know if that's true or not. Someone saw on Twitter. I may be hopeful. I don't know, but
I did share it, and it blew up quite quickly. And
did it?
Yeah, quite a lot of people saw it. A lot of comments, a lot of retweets. I think there was a lot of hope rather than expectation. But I did say it was a credible source. Ketchup and a bit of tartar in there.
You never know. It might be true, and it might be just a lag. But there we go.
We don't know how much involvement he has at the moment anyway, really.
Well, is he? I think he still has a lot of power and influence. I mean, I think a lot of people don't particularly like Ken Wright. I mean, I'm not his greatest fan, but he did save us from the mire, and it's about time he stepped. Don't get me wrong, it's time he stepped aside. But he, I'll always be grateful for Ken Wright. He did pull us out of the shit in 2000 and buy the club in December, I think it was, or Peter Johnson, and and he did find Sherry. Come on, so
If his biggest achievement is finding a buyer off him, then what does that say, really?
He saved the club, didn't he? Let's be honest, from Peter Johnson. So everyone forgets
that. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to this.
If that happens.
Off topic too quickly. Dave Weston's in the comments. He's saying, "Yes, boys. Hi, Dave. Hope you're enjoying your Friday." And he says, "We're the unluckiest team in the league." Yeah,
talk about me and then take it. Yeah.
So, should we start with the press conference? Rafa Benitez confirmed Yerry Mina is out. He's played 3 games for Colombia, and he's come back. Obviously, he was on the bench. He's felt his hamstring. What do we make of that? Is this international football becoming a bit too invasive now in the Premier League season?
You know what? I hate it. I hate it because you start off in August, you get 3 games, and then there's a break. Then there's another. Then you get to October, there's another break, and then you get to December. I think November. There's going to be. I think after the Wolves game, and then is there another break after Wolves? Yeah, there's a break after Wolves.
We've got one in the middle of November.
Yeah, and there's no. It's slow to get started. I hate it. I would rather than all be bunched them together and just get on with the Premier League, get on with the season. It's just 2 start at the beginning, and then there's no internationals then until May or March, and it's a bit weird. Weird the calendar.
I feel it's a bit invasive, but on Yerry Mina himself, David, do you think this is a massive loss, particularly against Watford, or do you think we can cope with Ben Godfrey deputising?
I think it is a loss. I mean, I would say he's probably the best centre back we have on current form and ability, and the best reader of our defensive options. But I mean, we should be able to win the game without Yerry. I mean, far more important areas of the team that we're going to struggle. For example, Decore, which I'm sure we'll come on to. Centre back where we've got 4 sort of similar ability of options.
Very quiet, though, in terms of Rafa Benitez. He doesn't give an awful lot away, but he did confirm that Yerry Mina would be absent. Richarlison is a player who is returning, though, after a small layoff. he's been a big miss, and I think losing him and Calvert-Lewin at the same time is really bad luck. And obviously now losing Doucouré just as Richarlison's coming back, and you would have felt with Doucouré and Richarlison in the team, you would have had enough quality and enough balance really for any opposition. But now just losing that midfielder, it's a bit of a worry. Andre Gomez though is back in training, and also Fabian Delph. Do you think? I mean, he hasn't given anything away, but if they are available, do you think they come straight in for Doucouré, or have you got another idea, Jean-Philippe or Tom Davis?
It's uninspiring, isn't it? Uninspiring choices. Give Gbamin simple as I think you've got to give Gbamin. Hopefully, he can just stay fit for 3-4 weeks. Is that too much to ask for?
Just till Doucouré gets back. David, would you give Gbamin a go? Do you think this is make or break? Is he the natural 100%. Replacement in there for Doucouré?
100%. I mean, if this isn't the time, then I don't know what it is, because the guy's been apparently free from injury for several months now, apart from that one niggle, and he's been building himself in fitness terms. He's probably not anywhere near up to match sharpness, really. But if we can't put him in now and he does a half a job, he's the closest thing we have to Doucouré in terms of sort of player makeup. So throw him in.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Do you agree with that? Do you think it's time for Jean-Philippe Gbamin, or the polystyrene boy, as our friend Dave says? Do you think it's time to give Jean a go in the midfield in Doucouré's absence? And we'll talk more about Doucouré's injury in a little moment in time. Just sticking with the press conference, Mabsy, you're itching to say something.
Yeah, just while we're just quite literally off topic, but I'm just looking at some calendar, and for October it's Doucouré.
Oh, well, there you go. It was written in the stars.
Yeah.
I'm blaming John because he mentioned on that last video that
we couldn't play without him. Yeah,
we couldn't play without Doucouré.
Yeah, to be fair, it's John's fault.
It's John's fault. We'll get him on tomorrow, hopefully. So Richarlison is one who is available now. We're not so sure on the others, really. We'll wait and see. But Richarlison, do you throw him straight in up front?
Yeah. Better than Rondon, 10 times better than Rondon. He's got to be. There's no question in my mind.
Can I ask you then, Mabsy? Richarlison coming in, he's probably not going to be match fit. Do you think on that basis, and also with the potential of playing Gbamin in there as another holding midfielder, do you think that means Rondon could perhaps partner him up front and just give Richarlison a little bit more space, occupy the central defenders, and help each other out?
I hope not.
You really want to see just Richarlison up front on his own?
I don't want Rondon anywhere near the team.
But that does mean you've got the three behind the striker. So you're looking at Iwobi, who's fit. Anthony Gordon's available. And you've got the shoe-ins, which are Gray and Townsend. So who gets that number 10 or that left wing spot for you, David?
I would stick with Rondon, to be honest.
Oh, so you would play Rondon as a 2 or just?
But if I'm not playing, if I'm going with Mabsy's agreement of not playing Rondon, then I play Gordon off the.
Well, that's so. Yeah, I was just going to interject there. Actually, so you either play Dobbin or Gordon.
I just think you can't play Iwobi at the moment. He's getting hung out to dry. And Dave is saying he would have gone with Gbamin and hopes Iwobi doesn't start. Thanks, Dave. Keep the comments coming in and hit the thumbs up button if you're just joining us. We are Follow Everton. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. Search for Follow Everton. Hit that subscribe button. If you're watching us back, that's great. Thanks. We're going to keep posting videos up and we should have a reaction tomorrow. David, you're itching to say something yourself. Go on.
The reason that I'm pretty tempted to play Rondon despite his awful performance last weekend is also Doucouré's out, and we're going to miss that sort of presence in midfield. We're going to need more up front to start with. We need more players capable of putting the ball.
I'll give you my opinion on this. I mean, I can't ask myself the questions. Yeah, he's been pictured in training. We don't know how far away Cenk is. I imagine he could be on the bench. He's had a few weeks now where he's been involved. I think it's going to come down to the availability of Andre Gomez. I think if Gomez is available, I'd be half tempted to play him in the 3, and Richarlison, Gray, and Richarlison, Gray, and Townsend up front as a 3. If Gomez isn't available and can't play in a 3, so we're playing a 2, I'd probably just stick with the 4-4-2 and play Rondon and Richarlison. And just say to Rondon, look, your job today, occupy these two central defenders and free up some space for Richarlison. And try and get Richarlison to drift to the flank, support Gray, get on the end of the crosses. I think he won't start. I think he's going to come off the bench. The reason I say that, there just felt from Rafa's press conference a little bit like he's been out of a long layoff. Then again, he did say he thought Watford was an easy game. I know this was tongue in cheek, so he could throw him in. So what do I know? I haven't got a hotline to him. It will be interesting to see. Moving on then, the fullbacks obviously pick themselves. And the central defenders pick themselves, I think, at the moment with the injuries. And we've looked at that midfield. So we've come to the conclusion Gabamin in there. Gordon is ahead of Iwobi at the moment, would you say?
No, well, he'll pick Iwobi, won't he? Ahead of him. But yeah. I think the fans want to see Gordon instead of Iwobi, but I don't think it'll happen.
I'll only play Iwobi off the bench because I think he can have an impact in terms of dribbling when opposition are tired.
Yeah.
I just don't get why he's got such a thing about not playing the youth. I don't get it personally. Don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to see Lewis Dobbin. Let's be real here. Iwobi's proven, he's too inconsistent. Same with a lot of players in Everton shirt. Yeah. Sigurdsson last season, Andre Gomez, Cenk Tosun. These are players we're trying to shift out. The comments just come in saying Leighton Baines is ahead of Iwobi. I like that. So we've got more of a team. It kind of picks itself. It's just some debate over that replacement for Decore and whether Rondon stays up front. Watford, though, they're coming off the back of a 5-0 defeat at home to Liverpool. It's going to be an interesting game for them because they've just changed the manager, Claudio Ranieri, with his 999th job in English football. Ranieri's a league title winner with Leicester City. It's a big ask for him, really, to come to Goodison, who are going to be really up for it on Saturday, trying to bounce back from that West Ham defeat. But are you expecting big things from Watford this season, or do you think they have been written off? And they look really poor against Liverpool. I'm not going to lie.
I just think Watford are one of those teams that they'll stay in the league, but they'll bounce up and down. They'll bounce just up and down. Yo-yo club really are. I don't want to be too complacent, but yes, because but these are teams that we should be steamrolling, beating.
Yeah, it's a little bit the Watford thing. There was a mini rivalry with Marco Silva and the fact we took two of the best players. Well, their two best players in recent seasons. Losing 5-0.
Well, Decore's not there, though.
Yeah, they're right at the bottom of the league. They're really struggling. The best player is Sarr. We'll come into some individuals in a moment, but they have largely been written off, and they're being touted as relegation fodder, I think, really. And it's imperative Everton get the 3 points tomorrow.
Yeah,
nothing,
no excuse.
But 3 points
is good
enough.
We're going to need 3 points because we've got Spurs coming up, haven't we? If I'm not mistaken, in a few weeks after the internationals.
Good evening, Jeff. Hope you're well.
Yeah. So as I say, I think we've got
that thumbs up for us, Jeff.
We've got Spurs. So we've got Spurs. So we realistically need to be beating Wolves and Watford. Realistically, that's what we need to go into the international break.
Yeah.
With those 6 points, a bit more confidence, and then hopefully it's not going to drag them down.
I agree, Mabsy. I think this is the must-win game, and the Wolves, we've got to pick 3 points up at Wolves as well because we're going to have tougher fish to fry. Kev, he's saying 4-4-2. We'd go with the midfielder Townsend, Alan Gaban, Graham, Richarlison, and Rondon up front. That's the team that I picked and talked about before, and obviously we kind of settled on that midfield. It's just
Rondon.
Yeah, I mean, so you're playing Gordon ahead of Rondon then, Mabsy?
Yeah, I would be favouring youth, someone that wants to fight for the shirt, someone that we can. You know what? Rondon was probably sold the idea of coming to Everton to, to sit on the bench up. You're not going to be needed. You'll be a backup for DCL and Richarlison. They're both not going to get injured, are they? Let's be honest. And nice easy. Not at the same time. So you probably thought, nice easy. I'll come off the bench 1 or 2 times. Didn't expect to be starting. and I don't think he's up
And
for it.
bear in
And
mind, we've lost Sigurdsson and we've lost
yeah,
James. So you've lost a lot of your forward options there. You know, you are
yeah,
going to get opportunities there for Rondon.
yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of like, well, with Sigurdsson, I think that's been in the press that we're not going to renew his contract. He's not featured for us this season. He's not even in the squad. Don't know why. Not going to go there.
No start again.
No start. Yeah.
With
So
that, look at the comment.
I'm with Mabsuit Rondon's dog shit. Thank you, Dave. Yes, he is absolutely. And you know what?
He is.
What
He's garbage, but I'm just saying it might be of
also,
Richarlison's benefit.
But
Yeah.
but if you're not promoting your youth players, what does that tell you? We had one lad who, by all accounts, was quality. Wasn't going to get ahead of Digne. I agree that, but
Dick.
you know, Dean, sorry, but you know, but whatever. But you know, I mean, trying to say this point here, I'm trying to say, you know, what messages it sends out that Rondon's getting ahead of the youth.
But if you put the youth in, you know, who are we talking about there? Dobbin up front?
Gordon or, you know,
Gordon, Dobbin, you know,
Dobbin.
Don't strike these players as being like a physical
Dobbin
type.
could play off the left.
How the system kind of is inviting us to play. So as soon as you take Rondon out, you've got Richarlison having to play the central striking, trying to occupy the defenders, trying to win headers. I think if you put what was meant to be a battering ram in Rondon in the way of the defenders and let Richarlison get in behind, because that's how Liverpool scored pretty much all the goals. They were from little behind and crosses across the box.
I agree. I'm sticking with Rondon. I think he is absolutely terrible. He's not proven otherwise, but I'm playing him purely for the nuisance as another body up front, more of a physical presence. I think Dobbin could be outmuscled and just to free up Richarlison and to free up Townsend and Gray to do their thing behind them. And I think it'd take the pressure a little bit off the midfield as well. There are some good comments coming in. Keep them coming in. I know Lee Hill, you're watching. Hi, Lee. Let us know your team for tomorrow. So Watford, their star man is Sarr. Are you surprised he didn't get picked up in the summer, considering how well he did in the Premier League in his initial spell? He was kind of the bright spark in a bad Watford team.
Yeah, I think we were rumoured at one stage be looking at Sarr, weren't we? Don't know why we didn't, but yeah, I'd have met Everton. I really would. Yeah, but who knows? But at the end of the day, he's got January. I just think we need to buy big, regardless of this FFP now nonsense. You know, it's a fine at the end of the day for your first offence, and they need to do it because otherwise,
I don't think it'll work, Mabs, because they've been warned. Just looking at this Watford team,
but our City did it, and why City got away with it, so why can't
European ban.
Mabsy, also I wanted to tell you, this is very off topic, but I was in town today. Guess who I bumped into?
Who?
Pete Price. I had a 5-minute conversation with Pete Price.
Oh,
I was busking in the city centre and he mid-song, I saw him, caught a glimpse of him. So I put my thumbs up to him and he come and started speaking to me for about 5 minutes. He was really, really pleasant. Don't know why he's got such a bad rep. He's a nice guy, Pete Price.
He's an okay guy, Pete. I've met him a few times.
Funny.
Yeah.
Very funny. Their midfield,
there we go.
Yeah, no, I just had it on my brain. Then I thought I must tell you. Ben Foster's the goalkeeper. He's more interested in YouTube videos. Let's hope he's not on his game tomorrow. And he's gone off it a little bit, off the boil. He was formerly quite a good goalkeeper, but now he just wants to do his YouTube. David, do you think it's shoot on sight? Do you think really with Ben Foster in goal, he's not the best goalkeeper, is he?
He's a Premier League keeper, isn't he? He's not a fantastic keeper, but you know, I'm sure he can keep shots out. I don't think he's amazing with his feet, really either. But I don't know how well Watford play out from the back. You know, you'd encourage Everton.
What am I paying you for? You're the Watford expert.
You'd encourage. Well, I'll tell you what I saw against Liverpool. I saw them. They weren't closing space down quick enough. They let balls go in behind, and from that point, it was impossible to kind of defend the 2v1 across the box. Liverpool didn't put crosses in, like aerial crosses. They don't have anyone to target. I think they've got strong centre backs who could head crosses away. So I think if we played on the ground and we played with tempo, I think we might have a better chance of getting.
I do think you're right, David. I think we'll comprehensively beat Watford. I'll be honest. I think famous last words, but I think we'll have too much for them, and they were rubbish against Liverpool. Mabsy, what do you think of Watford this season overall?
As I say, waste of time club. As I say, yo, up and down. They're too good for the championship.
I wonder Rafa called them.
This is easy. We're not getting invited on any Watford channels anytime soon.
No, they are. I think they're too good for they're too good for the championship, but not good enough for the Premier League. Like Newcastle in a way. Before they've got the riches and a nice big sugar daddy they've got now.
So I'm just going to, before I come to the comments again, I just want to focus on the Watford team. And obviously we will do predictions and stuff.
And as I say, no love lost between Watford after that whole Marco Silva debacle. And I don't think we should have paid them a bloody penny. It still pisses me off why we paid for a free agent. They sacked him. They sacked him and we had to pay for him. Sorry, off topic. I just can't stand Watford.
Very funny. And I am aware there's more comments coming in. I will come to them, I promise. They played a 5 at the back against Liverpool. Danny Rose was in there, kind of like as a faux left back, left wing. He was really bad. He looked so unfit. Do you think he's one player we've got to really target and possibly put Damari Gray on the right and just say run at Danny Rose, because he looks chubby and he looks a little bit out of sorts. He was a good player at Spurs, but he's completely lost his way. Watch him score tomorrow. Danny Rose, and then I look at the names in that back 5 and Firmino, Cathcart, Troost Ekong, Messina. You know, there's nothing really there that scares me. Into midfield, you've got Javier Hernandez, I think. And obviously Sarr is now the main striker because they got rid of Troy Deeney, which is bizarre. Dan Gosling and Tom Cleverley are Watford players.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Ozan Tufan. Is it the Liverpool centre-back from last season? Does he play for them,
yes, Kabak, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kabak,
he's there.
He's shite anyway, so not to worry
about that. At that bench. Gosling, Tufak, Cleverley. I mean, there's not a lot there, really, that scares me. And maybe just a decent signing in midfield, Moussa Sissoko from Spurs. I think he's a decent player, but he's got a cock up in him, as you saw in the Champions League final, and pretty much every time they played at Anfield. The comment here, Danny Rose has got a nappy arse, yeah. And Jeff makes a really good comment here, actually. Josh King's going to come back for this game. He's a nailed-on scorer. And I think that moves us on to predictions. I'm going for 3-1 with Josh King to come off the bench. Actually, no, I think he'll open the scoring. And we'll come back and beat them 3-1. So,
2-0.
David, 2-0 to you, Mabs.
I was going to say 2-0.
Well, can I just say it's sound, isn't it? I think 2-0 allows
a routine win. And can we get your predictions, please, in the comments? If you're just joining us, you're listening to Follow Everton. I'm Ryan, and I'm here with Basil, aka Davey, and Mr. Mabs on my left. Have you got anything else to talk about before I let you go?
Just gutted I can't go tomorrow.
You're working, unfortunately.
I'm working, can't get the time off, so that's give my ticket away. Well, but there we go.
Brother.
See your brother.
One
of my good mates. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, even though we're shite, it's still gutted I'm not going. I'm going to Wolves, so that makes up for it, really. So
me too.
Yeah, and David as well.
Yeah, good to see you. You're like Ticketmaster.
No, not at all.
Get Stevie's name in your phone. You'll be bloody Eventbrite or. Can I touch on something now? I was reading a lot of things on social media about the price of the tickets this season because, next season. Denise Baxendale put an email out basically insinuating I wouldn't say insinuating. She was basically saying we're going to raise the tickets for next season. What do you think is an acceptable amount to increase the tickets?
I understand this, and we've had it frozen for God knows how many seasons.
Just like the performances.
They have to go up, and I think I reckon they're probably going to go up 40 to 40 quid, tenner a game, more.
You think it'll be that much? Another
Yeah.
£300 on people's season tickets? No, another £200 on people's season tickets.
100. No, well, yeah.
I think that's pushing it a bit too far. I can see that in Bramley Moor for sure. But David, do you think the football has to reflect that? Or do you think because of the way football is these days, most of the revenue is from TV sponsorship? Everton are obviously lacking in the commercial area. We don't have the new stadium. There isn't really the additional revenue sources. But even still, there isn't an awful lot of emphasis on tickets in terms of their influence with maybe transfers. So do you think it is really important to increase the price, or do you think it's just going to potentially alienate fans if it's too much?
It's, I mean, the ticket sales don't really contribute a significant proportion of the income, do they? It's just going to really make it slightly more difficult for certain selections of fans, especially these are our local residents, and you're going to put them off coming. But
so is it going to be like 55 quid? It's already 50 quid a game this season, isn't it? So
it will go up in Bramley Moor anyway. And she sent a survey out actually asking us to fill in on where do we want to sit and why and all these things. And I think most fans want to sit in their respective seat where they are now in the new stadium, if not better. I don't think anyone's going to settle for anything worse. I've got a hotline to Denise.
I've got not either of them. Not seen either.
I've got a hotline to Denise.
You could make an argument that,
I once put a picture of myself and Denise Baxendale on our Twitter feed, and I got an email from Everton security saying, "Can you remove it?" I thought, "You're kidding me. It's just an innocent photograph." But she's very, very careful with these things, I believe.
You've got inflation. It doesn't go away. So I'd say, a few percent of inflation. The tickets haven't gone up for 5 years at least.
Yeah. So I mean, it was going to come
5 years. You put it up by 50 quid overall per ticket. I wouldn't be, maybe.
No.
I think a reasonable amount maybe would be £100 increase next season, but in Bramley Moor possibly too. I don't think you can charge an awful lot for a 10th place team. Just before I let you go as well, and just go through those final predictions in the comments. There was other fans. I mean, I think I'm affected by this a little bit because StubHub last season obviously was an opportunity for fans to sell the tickets to games they couldn't go to well in advance, and pick up some money and get paid quickly. And also for fans like myself, maybe you want to get an extra ticket for the partner, or my dad.
Your partner's got free season tickets.
She can't go this week. They've been taken and they're used by uncles and stuff. But just would like to have got another ticket for this game. I'm not trying to rub salt in the wound. In the wound, not your womb, unless you know something I don't. Because you can't go this weekend. But I was looking, and it says £50 for a ticket, as a one-off. But on StubHub, you could pick up a ticket for possibly 15 quid, 20 quid,
just want to get
25.
Shut down,
People just want to sell it, and the risk is now they get left with tickets they can't sell. And the club are obviously, I know it goes to charity. They're making money on it.
They are, because
the fans aren't.
Because it goes to a credit. It does, because it goes to a credit as well. You don't even get that 30 quid refunded.
It traps the money in, doesn't it?
It goes to a credit. So for an away game, which many people unfortunately can't get tickets to, or can't get it through the club anyway, or then it goes off next year's season ticket. Now 30 quid, but it's the interest they're making on that as well. But I disagree. If you sign your ticket, it should be a cash refund like StubHub was.
I just think you should have a little bit more flexibility with it in terms of just being able to maybe print off a ticket directly from your device, which voids your season ticket, and you can email that to a friend maybe or someone else once you've had the money.
Yeah,
I just think the whole process is a bit detrimental to the average fan.
If you're going back a little bit to the cost of season, look at Arsenal and Spurs. I mean, their tickets. I know they've got new grounds, but their tickets are fortunate. Arsenal is.
They're investing money in the club.
But you look at their stadium. Okay, well, yeah, but they're down south. They've got a rich fan base.
I don't think it comes into that. I'm sure we have got wealthy fans, Mabs.
Of course, we have, absolutely. But we've got we've got a lot of poor fans too that are season ticket holders.
So you're scaring them away, and
Yeah, absolutely.
replacing them with higher class of people.
And they just don't. I agree that the prices have got to go up. I'm not saying that, but they can't go ridiculous. I think Arsenal's tickets, some tickets are $2,000, aren't they, or something ridiculous?
I do think we'll see the basic. I do think Everton's tickets next season will start from 500, and I think they'll be the average cost of a season ticket. Sorry, I'm talking about Bramley Moore. Will be £1,000.
Why is it that there's a £30 cap on away games? Is
No,
that because they're
that's a
appreciating
Premier
the
League.
cost of travel?
So it's a Premier League thing. So what happened was that they were kind of like the likes of Chelsea were charging 50, 60 quid a ticket. Plus, then you had to take a day off work or whatever, or get travel. So it was costing a fortune. And yeah, absolutely,
But do you
great
not
idea.
think there should be some sort of cap then? Maybe not as low, but on home.
No, they
matches?
can't do it because there's different costs down south. Maybe they cost more.
Because I mean, Everton decided. I think it was a commercial decision when they brought in the £30 price cap. Why should their loyalist fans pay more than what a season?
Are they subsidising them tickets?
Who? No. But
It's a Premier League rule, isn't it?
It's all it's all factored in. So the maximum you can charge is 30, and everyone charges 30.
A Watford.
Maximum.
Yeah, it's the home fans get penalised though, don't they? They pay more than the away.
Yeah. That's why Everton,
there's more demand for the away.
And that's why the season tickets are capped at 30, because Everton says, well, why should our loyal fans? I'm not saying fans aren't loyal, believe me. And I think the most loyal fans who purchase the season tickets pay more than an away fan coming into Goodison.
That's a really good point, that actually, Mabs. I really like that. That the reason the home tickets are the price the way they are is because of the away. That's very interesting, but not when you're buying as a resale market. I'm going to have to wrap things up now because we did say we'd be on until 7 o'clock, and we've run a little bit over as we normally do. Guys, I'm just going to very quickly run to the comments. Jeff, thanks for watching. He's giving Everton 4-1 win.
Here's open, Jeff.
And Dave is saying 1-0. And thanks to all the viewers who've been watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Very quickly, though, have they taken their full allocation tomorrow, Watford?
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah, they've sold the upper and lower, which is good. Unlike some teams.
Okay.
Yeah, unlike some teams this season.
And I'm sure they've brought their plastic snakes. Right, Dave, Mabsy, I'll see you at Wolves.
Yeah.
And Basil, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Everyone else, take care. Gary's just come in very late. Hi, Gary. He's giving Everton a 3-0. I hope that's for Everton. 3-0. Gary, hit the like and subscribe button. Watch it from the beginning if you haven't seen. We'll hope to see you on a future video. And have a great weekend. Thank you.
Cheers.
Let's hope once again that Elton John will be leaving Goodison with a cold heart. Thanks, Steve.
Right. Thanks, Steve. Yeah.
Appreciate that, Steve. Thanks. You do. Yeah. See you soon, guys. Bye.
Right. Okay, then.